Hi, good evening. My name is John Paul Boleyn, and I'm here to offer some thoughts I've been reflecting on. Now, in the last 2 years, our young adults class at the Christ is the Answer Family Church would have engaged in a series of discussions on the 6 keys to releasing your potential. One point that was raised was I have ideas, but how do I implement them? This statement provoked much discussion as we shared on our various experiences with regards to unfulfilled potential. Fear of the unknown and stepping into God's purpose for your life can be a challenge in itself. And this evening, I'd like to briefly share about this conundrum. To illustrate, let me tell you a story. How many of us know who George Foreman is? No, I'm not talking about the one that lives just down the road from your grandmother. Though, most people should have heard about the George Foreman Grill. How many of you know who Cassius Clay was? How many of you know who Muhammad Ali was? Cassius Clay, better known as Muhammad Ali, is widely recognized as the greatest boxer of all time. George was also a great boxer in his own right and was Ali's opponent in the famed fight Rumble in the Jungle in 1974. Now, this bout holds particular significance as 7 years earlier, Ali was stripped of his heavyweight title and suspended from boxing for almost 4 years for not complying with the draft and not joining the US Army during the war in Vietnam. In 1970, he regained his boxing license, and while winning 2 fights, he ultimately lost to the undefeated heavyweight champion Joe Frazier. Ali failed in his bid to regain his boxing title. Foreman, on the other hand, had won gold at the 1968 Olympics and had quickly risen through the ranks of professional boxing. In his bout with Joe Frazier, he knocked him down 6 times in 2 rounds before the bout was stopped. He also demolished the only other man to defeat Ali, Ken Norton, in 2 rounds. At 25, Foreman had pre-fight credentials which read 40 wins, 0 losses, 37 knockouts. He was the WBC/WBA heavyweight champion, undisputed world heavyweight champion. Ali, who was 32, had 44 wins, 2 losses, 31 knockouts. He was a former champion. It was the consensus that the result was a foregone conclusion. It was only a matter of how many rounds Ali could take. George Foreman was definitely the odds-on favorite. Foreman, known for his muscular physique and brute strength, was eager to knock out Ali by landing blow after blow. Ali's strategy, however, was simply to absorb the blows while taunting Foreman and waiting to tire him out. By round 5, Foreman began to tire, and Ali began his onslaught. By round 8, Foreman was at Ali's mercy. The deciding blows were a hard left and a chopping right by Ali that caused Foreman to fall to the floor, and with 2 seconds remaining on the count, Foreman was counted out, and Ali was once again the heavyweight champion of the world. Persons were astonished as Ali, against the odds, regained the title against a younger and stronger Foreman. But to Ali, this was no surprise. Prior to this fight, Ali made a speech entitled, "I'm going to show you how great I am," profusely expressing his faith in his boxing abilities despite his previous failures and being seen as the underdog for the fight. Ali said, "I'm going to show you how great I am. All you champs are going to bow when I whoop him. All of you. I know you got him picked. I know you got him, but the man's in trouble. I'm going to show you how great I am." I'm going to use this as a title for my presentation. As we are a Pentecostal church, it is customary that you turn to your neighbor, adhering to social distancing rules, and with a face mask, you say, "I'ma show you how great I am." Now, before you throw stones at your screen and close the video for heresy, let me explain what the statement means to me. It is a bit of a word play. I'm going to show you how great I am, meaning I'm going to show you how great God is. Who is the I am? Exodus chapter 3 verse 14 and John 8:58. Also, I'm going to show you how great I am, personally speaking, as you show the greatness of God in your lifestyle. So like Ali, you declared to those who will listen, I'm going to show you how great I am. My question to you is, so what? It is not enough to boast like Ali and say that greatness resides in you. You have to prove it. If Ali had made his grand speech and then gone on to lose to Foreman in 2 rounds, the question would have been, so what? That is where action comes in. We all have potential to achieve great things, but it is important that we act to fulfill our potential. Ali had great potential, but no doubt still had to train both his mind and body to move from a has-been to a world champion. But what exactly is potential? Now, potential is defined by the Merriam-Webster dictionary as existing impossibility capable of development into actuality. Essentially what this means is potential means simply possible. Potential energy is the kind of stored energy that a boulder sitting at the top of a cliff has. Some of us struggle with this though, as we hear countless sermons or watch umpteenth motivational videos on fulfilling potential, and we can identify certain talents that are unique to us. But yet, the next step proves to be difficult. We struggle to put into action all the ideas that we have, and the ones that we've been blessed with from God, and like a boulder, we're content to sit at the top of the cliff. We allow opportunities to pass us by without taking the plunge. In fact, we almost act like we want God to simply drop success in our laps without using the tools He gave us. On the other side of the spectrum, there are those who are involved in church and various groups. They are doing what they believe God called them to do, but in their mind, there are doubts. They put in the work, but they don't see the progress that they would like, and they become discouraged and question God. They also question themselves. So here we have 2 sides of the coin. Persons who sit on untapped potential, but never take action due to their fear of failure. And persons who are busy taking action, but because the result is not what they would like it to be, they believe themselves to be failures. Recall Isaiah 55, 8 and 9. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. What does this even mean? If God is directing my life, and I'm walking in alignment with what He wants for my life, why does it seem that our thoughts and ways seem to differ so drastically? Consider this story. One babysitter recalls a time she was looking after some local children, Adam with his younger brother Scott. While playing together, Adam found 5 10-cents and $1. And being generous, he gave Scott the dollar and kept the 5 10-cents for himself. Unfortunately, Scott didn't see it that way, and he cried and bemoaned how he was being cheated. Adam was getting 5 coins while he was only getting 1. Like Scott, we look to the natural and get disappointed. The spiritual can be as inconceivable to a mortal mind as 1 coin being worth more than 5 coins to a young child. We must also keep in our minds that reaching goals in God's eyes is not like reaching goals to the rest of us. Our senses may be warning us that we're going nowhere, but we must be cognizant of measuring our success against man-made deadlines. In order to fulfill our potential, we must redefine failure. Failure isn't failing to reach your goal. Failure is not having a goal. Failure isn't failing to hit your target. Failure is not having a target. Failure isn't falling down. Failure is refusing to get back up. Now, I read the inspirational book, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, and while it had many quotable passages, the one that stuck with me the most was this. The secret of life, though, is to fall 7 times, but get up 8. Simply put, failure isn't trying and not accomplishing anything. In your eyes, it is failing to try. We must also be mindful of comparing ourselves to others. You'll always find someone who is seemingly doing a better job than you, and that can discourage you. If I compared myself to Michael Jackson with his singing and dancing, or to former US President Barack Obama with his speeches, I wouldn't have much time to focus on what I can do well. Also, there's always someone who's not doing as well as you, and that can instill a sense of complacency, and that can hinder your progress. It can hinder your potential as well, and you can stagnate or even regress. In conclusion, God hasn't called you to be the best business person there ever was, or the best entertainer to ever grace the stage, or the best laborer. He wants you to be the best steward of the gifts He gave you. When you get to heaven, He isn't going to have an X Factor or American Idol style show where He compares your gifting against others and asks you why you were more like person A. He will ask you, why weren't you utilizing the gifts I gave you that made you unique? So my challenge to you is that we show our circles of influence how great the I Am is by stepping into our purposes without fear of failure. We will also remember that even when we take action and fail, it isn't the end of the road, but rather a learning experience to help us achieve our ultimate goals, both in our spiritual and personal lives. I want you to repeat after me. Because I know the I am not a failure. I am strong. I am courageous. I am victorious. I am a champion.